Wally? 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 Are we live?
Sure.
Ooh, good.
I'm just sitting here staring at you.
All right. So, I take it you had an idea for our stream today.
Oh, I've got a couple ideas. But anyways, guys, hello and welcome to, what is this? The first stream of 2018? So this will be our first scrap mechanic build of 2018. So we got to make it a good one. Anyways, real quick though, before we get too crazy and underway, I had some things I wanted to show you. Over the weekend, a couple of the guys out there that watch our stuff.
Are these the guys that I told you to hit up while I was playing Daisy?
Yep. Built some stuff for us.
Nice.
We got a swag wagon.
I've been super curious about what they built.
We got a swag wagon now.
I dig it.
Look at this. Automatic doors.
It's even our color scheme too.
Yep.
That was thoughtful.
Got doors. It actually drives fairly well. It's got a lift to the roof.
What? Dude,
Pimped
this is
out.
sick.
Hell yeah. So, they did give me a challenge for it though. They said we need to make it fly.
Oh boy.
That's the switch over there on the wall. It's got a couple of seats back here. Oh yeah, dude, check this out.
Is that for Jaws?
It's got the raft thing right here.
Oh, that is so cool. I didn't know that shark could do it.
Yeah, right. Easy Rider. 4550. Happy New Year. Yes, indeed. Dragon Gaming says, yes! It's mine and my friends' things. Yay, first stream of the year, Ground Medic. So yeah, it drives pretty well. Take it for a spin. Don't go too far. But, I mean, you can see. So, the wheels don't quite want to manage. They're a little off-kilter with how they each behave. But
I have an idea on how
we have a challenge on... They told us to make it fly. So...
Okay.
That doesn't involve just driving it off a cliff. Yeah, something I want to work on later. So, anyways, got a couple more things to show you. So I'm gonna kill this one.
Oh, I would do. Oh.
Buff is much sad. Actually, dude, you're gonna like this one. This is what has inspired today's build.
What in the world?
And you know the best part about this thing?
Okay, it looks, with the way the wings are shaped, it looks like an F4U Corsair, but it also looks like a P40 Mustang.
Make that open. Yeah,
it could also be it could be a P39 as well, or a 38.
Trying to remember what does what. Oh, right. It does fold its wings. There's a problem.
Retarded.
There's a problem with it. He doesn't have the landing gear set up right now, so that it stays on that. But it still is and still does fly remarkably well. Well enough to the point, Buff, that I want to strap a jump seat right here on the back.
Oh, how do I get up there?
I jump up on a wheel. But, so there's a jump seat on the back for you, okay? Oops. There we go.
All right.
There we go. So, check this out.
Hell yeah.
It's got a little hatch there so you can get in and out, right?
Okay.
But, if I remember right, okay, so that's to fold the landing gear, and that's to start her up. Yep. Alright, the wheels do have power. Can maneuver. Here you go, Buff. You ready? Oh, look at tail flaps even work.
Cool.
The whole 9 yards. That's really well done.
And,
yep.
Yeah.
Ailerons and whatnot. It works really well.
Yeah, ailerons. That's the word I was
Here we go.
at.
And it flies beautifully. And the landing gear folds.
This is really cool.
It loses a little bit of airspeed when you go to turn, but... Oh, boy! Oh!
Thank you. Flexible wings.
Right? Hang on, I'm trying to pull it out of this.
Oh, you broke a wheel.
Oh, I did break a wheel. Don't worry, Buff. We can pull out of this. You know why? We have flight. I think this was my favorite thing to do with it. Is just flap the wings.
This is ridiculous.
It's so cool, but look at that. The way it fixes itself.
Nice.
And then you just kind of dive bomb in.
This is really cool. Now, let's give credit. Who built these?
This was Interesting and Dragon Gaming. I think
Nice.
Interesting put the primary... Oh boy.
Now, did they build them together or individually?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We'll have to ask those guys. Oh man. Oh man. Come on. Take off, beautiful. Take off.
I think
You can do it.
this would actually be a good build spot right here, Wally.
Probably. But I gotta show you one quick thing with it. So it actually turns reasonably well, all things considered.
Okay.
Oh, I think I broke the
Steering.
I broke the steering. It won't go nose down. All right, we're gonna be coming in for a hard landing, Buff.
Hell yeah, that's impressive. That's awesome, dude.
Dude, it's super easy to fly too. Like here, you gotta give it a whirl, and then we'll go build. So it was based off of this, the idea that I have. Yeah, you can kind of see the front of the seat from up there under the landing gear. So the idea that I have is, you know how we have our jet turbine system, right? Okay, so number 1 opens a hatch. Number 2 is landing gear. Number 3 is your thrusters. Number 4 is a boost. And number 5 folds your wings. It's a boost.
Okay.
Number 5 folds the wings. So number 3, take off, and then number 2. And you should see that it'll actually fly pretty reasonably controllable. And somehow you still managed to Jurassic Park it. I'm astounded. Flap the wings. Yep, you got it. How did you Jurassic Park this thing, dude?
Wally, it's me. How did I not? How would I?
Okay, so Dragon is saying that right now, Interesting is the one that did the most amount of the work. The primary thing they did together was the van.
Ah! Boom! Hell yeah for landing gear.
Buff, you realize? I just realized about that van. We totally have an 18 van now.
We do.
Oh, don't take off without me! Alright, we're good. I mean, it flies and handles remarkably well. Clover dropped by and wanted to say hello and wish us fun, so. Like, this thing handles really well.
Yeah, Buff can figure it out.
So, it doesn't steer side to side. Alright, that's what you're...
I landed that on my screen.
Well, you definitely did not land that. Quit flying away from me! So, you gotta steer it like a plane actually would steer. You gotta tip it that way and then go from there. And that's kind of led me to...
I give up.
Oy, oy, oy. Save me! You've pinned me up here. Okay. Alright. Here we go. Let's fly back over to that build spot where we were thinking. And then we can go from there. First 10 seconds, he crashes.
Yeah, not even.
Should not take off like that. And why is the prop not spinning?
Because I broke it?
I just reset it, though. That's the sad part. See, so I want to take this idea, this principle, on how they've got the flight going. So lift and forward thrust always, okay? And I want to put this into a racer design for us. Except I want to make this forward thrust speed variable by using our jet system.
Okay.
Landed a little hard on the nose. I think I broke the front landing gear. Anyways. That's what I have in mind, Buff.
Alright, I can dig it.
So I want to make it toggleable, though. So in the very beginning, so it can hover there in the starting gates, because I want to make a race for these. Like, this is going to be a racer. And...
Okay. Do we have dimensions that we want to abide by?
Kind of. So it's going to have to obviously be built around that engine pod.
What engine pod?
The engine pod of the jet style.
The one that he built?
No, the Schwastikopter.
Oh god. Oh my god.
That's going to be the main thrust pack. So it'll be variable. It'll actually be fine-tunable, controllable speed.
Okay.
That's what we're going for here. So, the idea here is...
Lightweight material, heavy material, combo?
Probably lightweight. It'll be easier to balance and tune if we build this out of lightweight. Yeah, pretty much. We're making a wooden flyer here. So, think about this. I want the jets to thrust down in the very beginning position. You know how a Harrier has its back hatch open? And the belly flap open when it's hovering?
Yeah.
Think of a Harrier, right? This thing is sitting there parked. It's in hover mode. It's in Harrier mode. And then, at the hit of a button, the engine inside it rotates so that all the primary thrust is now facing back. The bottom thrusters kick on to give it flight. And the bottom gate closes and the top hatch comes down to enter it into its racing mode. How's that sound? So yeah, we should probably make the engine and bay components out of that barrier block. Let's make pretty much anything movable out of...
This?
Yeah. So... yeah, the primary thrust pack will rotate. That's going to be the kicker.
I'm making this as small as possible, because these are going to be one-man racers, right?
They're going to be one-man racers, yep. But remember the style that I've got built with the pipe and whatnot for that? Because it's the variable. It's not determined by WASD on this one. It's going to be 2 button pushes. So you actually need bearings in on the very centers.
Hold on, what?
On the very centers.
Oh, okay.
Here. Let me knock this out.
I can do it too.
The best thing that you are going to be great for is you always seem to have designs down.
Yeah, well, that's why we work together.
Pretty much. So we're going to have to include engines. There you go.
Ah.
Oh, we can't yet. Okay, I see what you're getting at. Hang on. Actually, that'll work just fine. Hang on. No, because, well, I'm losing what I'm trying to say here. Give me a moment. Come on. Trying to flip it. Trying to flip it. That's pretty good. Oink. Oh, easy, easy. And lower. Almost had it. Ha!
Boom! Teamwork.
There. Now we anchor in the engines so that they're the, you know, top corners. Yep. Yep. Perfect. That'll give us maximum space, and then they can auto-correct and touch themselves.
Wally, I invented this machine. I think I know what I'm doing.
Easy Rider says, I hope you know that the physics you know in reality, or whatever you have been taught, aren't the same in scrap mechanic.
Yes. Well, with how many times I've broke the game, I have very much figured that out. Who said that?
I'm debating on whether or not we should show, like, off the Albatross. It's a whole different story.
Who's talking to us, Wally? Who was that?
That is Easy Rider.
Yeah, he's a regular, right? He should know this.
Possibly.
I've seen him in our
I've recognized the name, but for some reason. Freaking awesome, by the way. Hello. And then Montez Bins. Can you join? Not this stream. We sometimes hang out with guys after the stream and whatnot, but generally during stream, we don't. We like to just keep it between me and Buff. So, this is the engine pack, and I forget how far away it needed to be to stabilize the flight.
Though, those motors will stretch out 3, or those engine, yeah, jet engines. Those jet engines will stretch out a full, like, 2.5 blocks when they're rotating at full.
Okay. Well, let's get that parameter built, and then we can figure out what we need in order to rotate it. I just realized we probably need a bearing in the middle.
Uh-huh.
I hadn't planned on using this as a permanent sort of build platform, honestly. Thank you. Go.
Ready to catch and weld?
Momentarily.
Duh!
What?
Hurry. Ready?
Okay.
Sure.
The saddest part is it worked like a charm.
I know. That was just far too entertaining.
Look in Twitch, and don't forget Tractor Guy. What am I looking in Twitch for? Oh! Hello. Sorry, I didn't see you over there. I gotta monitor both Twitch and YouTube. So that's why once in a while I won't see all the comments that come in. So I apologize. Matter of fact, I'm going to see if I can change that right now. Give me 1 second there, man. Boom. Boom. Pull up that. Slide that there. Boom! Now I can monitor both. Hot damn. Well, we're moving on up.
Moving on up.
To the east side. Everyone can see like YouTube popping up in the corner there. I apologize.
Don't apologize.
Wally's trying to make things work that shouldn't work right now. There we go. And
Wally,
boom.
We break things.
I've got it all tiled up now, so I can read them all. So, oh, Wally, I made something I think you'll enjoy quite much. Interesting. YouTube, Misadventures of Buff and Wally, here from the YouTube channel. No problem, guys. Can I join the party? Well, you can join the party possibly after the stream, but you can always join our party on Discord. We hang out there pretty often. You can pretty much always catch us there. During streams, though, we generally don't tend to invite other people in, simply because it becomes total chaos, and you really can't ever work on things. What we're attempting to build right now, by the way, we did that once, and it just kind of fell apart. It was a lot of fun.
It was cool, yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, but it just...
we accomplished nothing.
Yeah, it didn't work. So, I'm going to switch all of these up. And then we need to rehoist this, because I need to add on a couple of motors. Motors and
always doing that.
Buttons. Okay. Yeah. So, Buff.
What?
The most important thing this thing is going to need is an excellent cockpit.
Yeah,
pretty much everything is going to...
waiting for you to figure that thing out, because that thing's more or less going to be the center.
This engine is going to sit behind the cockpit.
Yes, I know.
Yep. So
I'm waiting for you to finish that, and then I'll get to busy working.
Okay, all right, that'll work.
You know, that World War II inspired plane you showed us is going to be smaller than what we're building, right?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. What I got envisioned right now, and then a lot of bit.
We don't want to make it super big because then it'll generate a lot of lag.
You ever seen a movie called Stealth?
Stealth? I don't believe I have.
What? Bullshit.
I don't believe I have, man.
It's about the super smart AI jet that I believe it's a Tom Cruise movie.
Oh! Yes. Yes, I know.
Yeah, well, anyway,
I know what you're talking about now.
You know, in the beginning of the movie, you know, this stealth jet is just following him on a mission. They're saying, "Oh, we ain't got the proper, warheads to penetrate, this much concrete," and he, he's like, "Watch me," and like he dives in and it penetrates all the way through, eliminates the target, and the smart AI jets says more or less decides that destroy all enemies at all costs. Well, it does. It goes out on a rampage, and they have to try and kill it before it starts into war with Russia.
Okay, there it is.
I told you 3, dummy. God.
3 from what? Nope. 3 from the center, 3 from the end, 3 from... It, loves to stretch... Oh, you know what? That wasn't even on max. We gotta max these, because these are...
I promise it's gonna go one more.
Probably. On max, it'll probably stretch it out. Here we go. There it is!
I told you.
I knew it was gonna, too. Good clearance. Alright, that is the parameter that we need the engine in.
Clarence.
Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor? I watched that way too much. Luke Abete. Hello, America. Hello. You're the same guy from our Twitch. Hello, France. He says he is French, so it's difficult for him to speak. Don't worry, buddy. Things are often difficult for us to speak as well, and we speak English. So, well, we are native English speaking. Yeah. What is this? This is going to be a racer, and this is an engine in that racer. Basically, the whole principle of this thing will be to provide thrust. So now, Buff, the big question is... we need top-down clearance. So...
I've lost my mind.
That isn't quite what I had intended. Oh, that isn't quite what I had intended.
Nothing ever is.
No, not really. The top clearance thing started spinning with it, so, you know. That isn't a good test. Alright, that's gonna hit. Already tell. Correct. That is striking, so...
Huh, striking resemblances, hey?
Okay, not sure why Buff felt the need to go full mob boss, but he did. Alright, here we go. Something is striking. It's the outside edge is striking. Alright, so that's all the top clearance we need. Don't need any. Cool. Alright, here we go, Buff. These are the parameters for the engine pod.
Okay, I'm almost done building what I'm building.
Obviously, we need this, so we need... What is this? Let's just go with this.
Need it to work.
Whoops.
It better work.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7... And on the 8th. Okay, so build up on the 8th, and then...
Crap!
Clearance down. It's technically not the same as clearance up right now. I was an idiot. Okay. Totally an idiot with this. So let me recalc. Because my engine pods are going to change parameters. There we go. Just quickly reattach these. Apply the thrust. My guess is I'm going to need one more block of clearance. Go from there. If I'm going to have this work. No, somehow miraculously the clearance stays the same. I think it's one less. Okay, cool. Done. Easy. On the 8th, and... yeah, it's an engine pod. So, Buff, do we have anything that's actually currently using these engine pods to show it off?
100% effective? No, we have prototypes.
Yes, what kind of race car has a rotating free roam bearing in the inside? Well, my friend,
you have no idea.
Allow me to show you. I might have my proto... I might have one of the prototype...
oh boy, there's no steering.
Beetle ones.
Shit.
Here we go. This is as good as anything to show this off. So, the idea here is... you got a bunch of engine pods spinning, right? So those spin, and they're set to max. Easy Rider says, whenever you stream Scrap again, my challenge for you both is to make the best performance rock crawler that can demolish over blockaders and have amazingly satisfying. Luca goes, oh god, I'm subscribing.
Why, thank you for the subscribe.
Montez Bins, buddy, we can hit you up on Steam later. Right now, we are a little bit preoccupied, but hit us up in our Discord. The link is in our description, and you'll be able to see what we've got. So this isn't quite the version that you see right now.
Wally.
What?
Okay, so who's the dude asking about which who
Luca,
has the free
the one that was subscribing. So I'm about to show him.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, well, let me give this little disclaimer first. So I'm Buff. That's Wally. You're viewing Wally. Buff is not the intelligent one. He just comes up with stupid ideas that end up turning out effective later, and Wally puts them to good use. So this is yeah.
This is one of those. So right now things are different. I trim the up and down on the motors with some motors themselves. I thought Japan discontinued the engine pod. We brought it back. So anyways, toggle these on via switch, give it downward thrust, and I can very, very carefully and very fine-tuned sort of apply that thrust down and up. So if I give it a lot of sudden downward thrust, you'll see I pick up a lot quicker. And then I can also apply that thrust in the opposite direction and scream back down towards the earth. So that's the idea here. We're going to make a racer that uses that at the heart of it as its technology for both its VTOL and forward listening. If I get Windows, I'm going to play Scrap Mechanic. My stream name is Portal to You. Oh my god, so cool. Luca his mind is blowing right now, so I'm glad that turned out. So all right, so anyways, up from baseline is 1, 2, 5, and 6. All right, Buff, remember the numbers 6 and 8.
Okay.
And that's the parameters of the pod.
Oh boy.
Okay, Buff. Now comes the fun part. How do you want to attach this? How do you want to put the engine pod into the center of your plane?
Hold on.
I want you to design this gorgeous, beautiful thing. Why are you designing a death sled? Why are you designing a death sled?
Okay, get rid of the spinny thing.
All right, 1 second. Anything is gone, and I have successfully grabbed onto you.
All right. Grab on. Okay, get
1
rid
second.
of the lift.
1 second.
Grab on. All right.
All right, I've grabbed onto you.
Oh, I forgot to hook up a thing. Post me up. Thank you.
You forgot to hook up the lower engines, dummy.
Yeah.
The end result is you slid across the ground pretty good. Steam name. I'm sorry. I'm watching 2 things of comments right now, and
It's not balanced, but it's fun.
Buff, you gotta watch this. You gotta watch this. What buttons do what?
Just hit them both at the same time.
Okay, all right. You grab me, right?
I got you. Damn.
All right, post up.
Off.
Oh, hang on. Oh, I got an idea. Okay, set me free and post up.
Okay.
You ready?
So 2 is the bottom
Yep,
ones.
I gathered.
1 is all right.
All right, you got me?
No.
Grab me.
Yep.
They aren't thrusting at the same interval.
No, they're not. I haven't fine-tuned it. I just built it.
I have achieved flight.
I wouldn't call that flight.
Oh my god. I would say I'm staying airborne for over a second. That's flight. Okay, bring me back. Thank you. I'm getting off that thing. If we keep this up, we're never going to get this build done, ever.
I know, but still, I got bored.
Well, I know that race car will be the jitteriest car in the world and lose traction every turn. It loses when it hit a tree head. You're my favorite YouTube channel from now on. Oh, well, we are very glad and very grateful to have earned your support. Thank you very much. Okay, so... Oh, that's fucking fantastic. Okay, Buff. These are the parameters that I need. I need literally 1 unit of space below it so that we can make it balance itself. And then I need that many units of space up to 6 there to cap off. And then I need this far out for the walls. This is the parameters of the pod. Everything that's in white. And obviously this is going to be inverted. I'm going to basically flip this upside down.
Yeah, I know.
So how do you want me to attach this to the back of the cockpit? Do we want it to sit higher than the cockpit or lower than the cockpit?
A couple higher. Don't worry about it. I'll figure it out. Shut up.
Okay. All I'm asking is the point of pivot.
Yeah, I know.
Where do you want that even with?
I know. Gotta Minecraft this.
Do you need an extra lift?
Nope. Okay. You'll need a lift.
I need a lift?
You'll need a lift. Now weld.
Weld what?
What? Did you invert your thing and weld it on top?
Oh my god. Sure. It's not exactly going to be pretty.
I don't care.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Nothing starts off good whenever we do this. You just literally want it welded smack dab right there.
Yup.
You sure?
Got it, dumbass.
You said invert it and weld it on top. That is the literal translation of what I did.
Right here. Right here.
Right where? I don't see you placing a block.
Right here.
Oh!
That one.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Dumbass.
All right. All right. You told me to invert it and weld it on top. I did the most literal thing you asked of me. You might want to add one more block back on top of your wood stack.
Nope. I forgot to account for those 3.
Okay. So
I might actually need to get rid of another one.
That's what you're looking at so far.
Yep, that's exactly what I want.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Now that it's attached, this button system will have to come up front to the control panel area.
Okay, Buff. I want you to realize something real quick. And I just want to clarify because I don't know if I'm translating this right. The thrust pack is going to turn sideways. This big engine in here is literally going to turn sideways.
Yeah,
around its center joint. And that will be the main engine that provides thrust forward. So do you want the center pivot point that high?
Yes. All right, so you have, hold on, block. Okay. All right, Wally, pay attention. I need another block. Okay. No. Okay, so imagine this is our base. Okay, so the bottom of the aircraft. This is
real quick.
The pilot seat.
I read a comment real quick. I'm sorry.
Tracking?
Yeah, Easy Rider says, I'm sure that the two brothers didn't discover flight like that.
I think so.
Oh, he can't hear me right now?
What is up with Discord? I'll be right back.
Discord is being a pain. Sorry, guys. Buff's computer lately has been on the fritz a little bit. It's been causing us some issues. Lenny Brown, hey guy, what's going on, man? We're building a racer. We're building a VTOL shifting racer. It's pretty great. So,
all right.
Anyways, Buff, by the way, I'm sorry. I got to say something real quick to you. Easy Rider made a comment that made me laugh. Easy Rider says, I'm sure that the two brothers didn't discover flight like that. Okay. No. Please proceed on.
They discovered flight. Where'd it go?
You dropped it right here.
Hold on. Nope. This.
Oh no. Hey, you saved my biplane. Well, similar to it. Yeah, this was my biplane. Never got finished. Never got flushed out. But it flies somewhat well. For a brick. Okay, so Wally. Okay, yes, we're back to this.
The bottom is going to have the majority of our weight, okay? Now, the thrust is going to be attached to the top. So, low center of gravity, high center of thrust, super stable.
Will it be stable when it's trying to fly forward? It'd be super stable for vertical. But is it going to nose?
It don't matter what. It don't matter.
We're going to balance it. I guess we're going to balance it, right? So the weight's going to be at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Just physics is my thing, Wally.
Kind of.
Shut up.
Okay. All right. So as long as you're good with this, I will proceed from here. Is this the center point that you want for the? Yeah. All right, so where the engines hook up to the very center and go into the free rotate, what did you just do? You just cut them free of their buttons. What are you doing? Why are you doing that?
Because you want it to rotate like that, right?
No. Buff, all right, come here. Yeah, please re-weld that and shut that thing up.
Oh, I gotta lift it. Damn it.
All right, hang on. Hold up. Stop moving it. Done. Kill it.
Okay.
Buff. This is what we're going to do. Right? Throw the cockpit back on there. That's cockpit, right?
Yep.
Okay. The thrusters are going to sit back here. Hold tight. I got you. But thrusters are going to sit like this, right? Where each point is currently a thruster. It's oriented how it is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's in VTOL mode, so it can go up and down. But when you hit a button, this whole thing is going to rotate so they face like that.
Huh.
So this thrust, when it points down, is literally pointed at the back of the machine.
Okay, so use this space, make that happen. I'm going to build a cockpit. I can't do anything from the cockpit back until that is done. Are you tracking?
Yes, but I just wanted to know where you wanted to attach the cockpit to, so I could build the... All right.
I want it just like this.
Okay, all right. We're just going to do this. We're going to make a rotating engine pod, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Have fun.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I will have fun. Ish. I think. I have no damn idea. Okay. I'm going to try and build it correctly this time. Lenny Brown, VTOL as in hovering forward and forward flight. VTOL as in vertical takeoff and landing. Wait, what? Are you both the two brothers, Dan? I don't quite get that one, but Lenny Brown, use the stability glitch, even though a while ago you told me it wasn't a glitch because it has not been patched. Stability glitch, I've never had good luck trying to use it in anything. Works on small stuff, doesn't work on big stuff so well. He got his name by being a midget and being beefy. BuffPocketMidget's name, look up last year's New Year's video. Interesting. I think the only reason it hasn't been patched is because so many workshop builds use it. I think at this point in time, they will probably never patch it because it has gone from a glitch to an essential part of most builds. That is my honest belief on that. And the also @ doesn't work on YouTube. Yes, it does. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't quite work anymore, but it gets your point across. At least it calls attention to it because it's a symbol that's... So, anyways, guys. That was the sound of my neck. What do we got? Okay.
Much good idea. Oh, need one of those two. Nope. Right there.
Oh, I keep missing. Okay, so that's the parameters. Dan TDM. Oh, dun dun dun. Oh, we are the brothers. Dun dun dun. That's what it was, Buff. Aha! I'm a little slow to the party, but my God, it ain't gonna stop me. Okay. So. Center needs to free rotate. And B6.
All right, Wally. Shits and giggles. Grab me.
Hang on. Oh God! Oh my God! What? All right,
do it.
I got you. Hey, Buff, you came back.
Okay.
You made a boomerang.
Aw.
I want to see it take off this direction.
Hold on. I'm fine tuning.
I don't care about your fine tuning. You need more. Technically, you need a higher tail thrust. So, like your back thrusters.
You got me.
Enjoy the walk.
Oh, this thing is on point.
Okay. Well, hopefully you're still on it.
Yep.
Your body thanks me. All right. I got to see this. My turn. You're distracting me, but whatever. You got me?
Yep. Oh, 1 second you're there, next second you're gone. Your name is froze on my screen.
All right, hold me back. Place me. Grab me again.
Okay.
Got me?
Yep.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever written. God, I'm going back to work. I'm going back to work. You're just stupid. You have officially crossed the dumb line. Okay. There we go. That was stupid.
Shut up. You know you had fun.
Pretty awesome, but stupid. Alright. This, just to guarantee everything builds correctly now. Just the main thrust pack here in this thing is huge. Like, significantly bigger than it needs to be, but it's so good. Wait, hold up. Did you ever work from 11 in the morning and come back from 6 a.m. the other day from a hard day of racing and tuning? Now I'm cool. I race with the big dogs. Oh, rep with the big dogs. Austin! Hey, man, it's been a while. He says, laughing my ass off. That's great, Buff. Buff, add those boosters to the dragster. Oh, my God, no. I should not have read that out loud. Why did I read that out loud? I have made a grave mistake. You know, Buff, on the flat racetrack world? Oh, there it is. There's the dragster. On the flat racetrack world, Buff, I still have the crashed of our little hover bike and the ghost with a with a flipper parked right beside it. Yeah, still laid out with cones. Oh yeah, we've got clearance. Lots of clearance there. Good, good. Okay. Which means now we get to basically weld on the top. We are not going to make this thing have an air brake. One thing this thing won't have. Buff, someday, at some point in time, you and I need to build a hangar with a bunch of, like, that we can just weld to the ground, go inside of it, make this massive hangar, but have it set up with pistons that can raise chunks of platforms throughout the thing, right? So we can just, like, raise platforms up and vary the piston height and stuff with controllers in the floor, and we need to just make our own work hangar. Someone wants to do that for us, that'd be great. I'm 2 years younger than you, and okay, yes, I'm 12. Wally, if you mean you can never build the stability glitch, why don't you download it off the workshop? I'm kind of weird. I like to build my own stuff. And furthermore, like I said, you know, I've tried taking the stability glitch from other people's builds and integrating it into my own. And the problem I always find with it is it just never quite works. I don't know what it is, but it just never works the way I want it to. Like, it just doesn't keep things level for me. And the problem too with the stability deal is a lot of the times you might not ever think about it in some of the smaller flyers, but it makes it really hard to correct imperfections to your stability that occur through the course of normal flight. So, you know, it's kind of double-edged sword. It works really good for keeping things stable, but I'd much prefer to be able to do manual controls and go from there. So, Lenny Brown, please make the hangar. Interesting. I do have a hangar of yours, yes. But I'm talking like a giant, massive hangar with floors with pistons spaced throughout it, where I can go in into a controller and drag the distance on the piston up in the controller, and it'll raise me up. So I can basically stand on a flat surface and work on all these different levels. Buff, here is the pod. Look at it in all its glory.
Look at it in all its silence as I just go zooming by.
Welcome back.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome back. So this is going to be about the size of the pod. And this whole thing will literally rotate. So, give me just a moment here. I'm about to weld in the engine pack.
Okay.
And it's actually going to be a double bound engine, so it should be relatively stable. Boom. There we go. Because it hits flat, it will be able to auto-correct itself for any perfections that appear from just misuse. Okay. The Buff, come here.
Okay.
These bearings here on the side,
yes.
this is my thought on its rotation points.
Okay.
So when it pivots, it's going to have kind of a big center spinal rig.
Yeah, it is. I can make it work. I can make it work. How far is it going to rotate? Full 90
degrees.
Ugh.
That's my
80,
thought.
What about 85?
5.
Yeah, because we're still going to need to maintain lift.
I had planned on putting probably pods of 4 engines for upward lift.
Okay.
Just giving this thing sole designation over forward thrust. That way it's easy enough to maneuver.
Okay.
You don't got to worry about, you know, it's the butt end of it trying to come up or it wanting to get more lift as you give it forward thrust. So that's my thought. It does suck that it takes this much space to make one engine pod.
Okay, while I do that.
So let me make... Buff, this could actually be kind of cool in design. Like, think about, got this big old thrust pack, right? And then these hatches open up on the back to allow it to rotate down into this position for its VTOL. But then when it goes to rotate up into its drive position...
What? You said the answer.
Huh.
Okay, we need to create swing arms. So instead of having a huge fin on its back, we just leave the bottom exposed. So when you put it into more or less jet mode instead of VTOL, it drops down and rotates. So essentially it'll stay in the same position. It's just rotating and dropping down so the center of it don't actually ever move. And you'd only need to do it 30 degrees.
I've got one fear with that.
Physics of the game?
No, my fear is that... my fear is that whatever we attach to it, since it's not going to be super rigid to the frame, might get torqued by the thrust. The stripe blocks are specifically for the engine components. Don't worry, this thing will look pretty by the time it's all said and done.
Yep.
The one block thrusters are regrettably mods. Otherwise, holy cow, this thing would be so easy to build. Yeah, one block thrusters are mods. This thing would be really easy to build if we use mods.
Well, I can still make it work.
I could potentially do it with pistons, but my fear is that, you know, the thrust pack will want to disconnect from the pistons. But here's my thought process on this, Buff.
No pistons. Solid swing arms.
The pistons would allow you to just simply push it straight down. And
we
then
don't need
rotate.
pistons, just straight up swing arms. We need it to drop down. So hold your arms out in front of you.
Yeah.
We need them to drop down 30 degrees, and where your hands are, the thruster would actually rotate on 2 more bearings. No pistons. Solid swing arms.
Oh.
Yeah, you're mulling it over now, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I'm mulling it over. My thought process is we could make the spinal ridges really fancy, right? And so that way, when it rotates up out of the body of the machine, you've got this real fancy spinal ridge on the top and the smaller one on the bottom. And then the flaps close in around it to lock it in place. But the swing arms would add an extra element to it that might be kind of cool.
Yep.
I'm not sure, Buff.
It depends. You decide now. Because depends on what you do. I can either start building now, or the other option is I have to wait for you to build something.
Wally, Buff, can we do any PUBG tonight? Maybe. I don't know, man.
Yeah, Austin was hitting me up with that earlier.
We'll see what our time limitations are. So Wally, can I give you some tips from the dragster for the dragster from my experience? Yeah, hit us up in Discord with it. We've got a channel actually there for a whole bunch of scrap mechanic ideas and things of that nature. And that would probably be the best location to give ideas for Buff's dragster. Okay. Buff, I want you to make the executive call. Swing arms or fancy fins? Because ultimately the aesthetics is your department. Holy cow! Ultimately aesthetics is your department. Swing arms or fancy fins?
Alright, swing arms would actually get rid of a lot of aesthetics on the exoskeleton. What you're suggesting with, you know, the flaps that lock the bitch in place, that could actually be really cool to watch in flight.
Either way, I think we're gonna wind up having flaps. Think of it like a Harrier. It's gonna have the top open when it's sitting here, default like this. Oh, not necessarily tonight. I'm just simply saying a PUBG night. That's probably a lot more likely. Yeah. So takes jumps pretty good. So yeah, flaps or swing arms or fancy fins. Swing arms. Swing arms might be harder to do because it won't be solidly mounted in the frame of the machine. There will be another bearing separating the main thruster body. There will be another 2 bearings separating main thruster body from vehicle frame.
Let's go with your idea first.
Okay. All right. Let's do it. So, what are we doing? Wood blocks for the body?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you building there? I see what you're doing. Wally.
There it is. Main anchor point.
You're on this bar right here. You're gonna have to account for rotation.
The rotation is going to be clean because it's going to rotate down. This end here is rotating down. This end back here is rotating up.
I know, Wally.
Yes.
Right here. The thruster pack is not going to make it past that wood block. Shit.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, we're just gonna come out with it one entire unit. Just snip shit. And we just stare at it. Yeah, look at that. It's all different now. I love that. Just snip. Just that look of way to go.
Way to go, dick.
All right, here we go. For the one block clearance. There you go.
Sweet.
That is the worst dragster I've ever seen in my life. No offense, Easy Rider.
Oh, none taken. It was simply built. Austin was actually
Interesting goes. Interesting goes. I want to ask you how that's not offensive. Lenny goes, same. Actually, Austin says make a model of each, swing arms and non-swing arms. So there you go, Buff. Those wooden struts right there are... You're free to build the entire vehicle around that now.
Sweet.
This engine pod is the main part that moves. So, yep, just bear in mind where the main crossbar is the center of thrust.
No, it's the center of pivot.
No, it's the center of thrust as well, because the pivot is based around right where all these thrusters hook up. It is the center of thrust.
Well, your center of thrust is going, when it's in VTOL, your center of thrust
is in the middle.
Going to be right here. When it's in, let's see, that's going to rotate. 1, 2, 3. Your center of thrust in jet is going to be right there.
Okay, all right, let's do this.
Wait, maybe just one block. Nope, I'm right. So that's 2 blocks, I think. Yep, I'm correct. So let's actually change that color. So there's not a color that starts with V or J. Way to go! Oh, wow, it raises it. I went the wrong way. Okay. VTOL and jet.
In VTOL mode, it's not as important as it is in thrust mode. Because VTOL will have to be balanced to the total dimension of the aircraft, not its thrust point of the aircraft. So, but you are correct. They are not going to be the same. I was thinking that they were going to be the same.
Either way, when we're in jet mode, we're going to need it right where I had it the first time. We need it right there.
In jet mode?
In jet mode, yeah.
Then you're going to have to lift the chair.
I know. That's what I'm going to do.
You need it.
Yeah,
what is it?
So
I'm just going to 3 higher.
Yeah.
And you just need the base 3 higher. Chop the chair real quick.
Yeah. Oh, nope. Oh, boom.
No, that was the wrong thing to stop. All you got to do is stop the chair. Now we can't measure from where it was.
Oh, sure we can.
Not as easily. I was just going to stack 3 wood blocks on top of the base.
We're just going to go right here.
That's not centered on your chair. 3 high? Well, that might work. That might work. All right. Here, I was just going to give you a hoist.
I just need to place it.
All right, here. Hoist yourself.
I just need to place the chair.
Yep, we got to see if the center of thrust is going to be correct.
Well, all I needed to do was
yeah, that'll
move
work.
my design up 3 blocks.
That'll work.
Yep. Because with how it's going to be now, when it's in jet mode, the center of thrust will be that point. Okay.
All right, we're going to go like this so we can cut it free for right now. That's not going to stay there, but we're going to anchor it in so that it doesn't rotate.
Correct.
And then so we can see it rotate. Get up. That is going the wrong direction.
What are you doing?
Looking at it. It's actually going to be pretty cool, and those fins really aren't going to stick out too much. It just has a big center section. Just has a damn big center section. We should probably
Wally?
try to find an actual rocket platform.
Why? I like right here.
Okay, yeah, it's just kind of uneven, odd to build on. Oh, what you got?
Moving it in the pit so we have a little higher space to work.
This is gonna be a big thing. Oh, why is it gonna be so big?
Oh, damn it.
I got a dumb question.
I have a dumb answer.
Why did we never check to see if we can attach it to the outmost edge?
What do you mean?
The thruster packs. I'm gonna test something on the old build out here.
Shit.
Because if this works, we might save ourselves a bunch of space. So, Buff, we could save space, but it would eventually maximize the potential thrust output.
Oh, would it?
Significantly. Come here and look. So, take a look here. See how we've got this set up, how I've reduced it in? Eventually, the engines would contact each other. And stop the amount of outward thrust we could achieve.
Yeah.
Because all the rockets pointed straight back is going to be the best that we can get. Yeah. Action. Oh, god damn it, Buff. I'm an idiot. Buff, we can save a lot of space.
How?
So, I inverted it. So it needs, like, one higher in the clearance, height-wise. Because you see how... Here, let me lift this real quick. You see how the pods are against the top thruster here?
Okay.
So, that is so it can autocorrect, right?
Yep.
So we can realign the thrust packs. Now, check this out. At the cost of a little bit more height, see how it needs one more height because I put them on the top side?
Okay.
Right here. But I scooted them in. Look at what happens now. They seize up at maximum output.
Okay.
So you can't overcorrect them anymore with the button. And they seize up. I am going to semi-flight test this.
Okay.
In essence, see what it does while it's spinning. Actually, if you would be so kind as to lower the... No, we gotta max these thrust packs. That's right. To see what maximum thrust will do. This should very potentially save us...
I'll be right back.
2 blocks in overall space. Tighter pod. Okay, here we go. So, on. There. Okay. Oh, that's up. Down. Up. Out.
I'm not following your logic. You're supposed to be able to take flight.
Well, that's because I'm upside down. These thrust packs are at max buff. And they are not...
Doing what they're supposed to?
No, they're spinning not as fast. Notice this?
Yeah, I see that.
That's actually kind of nice. It doesn't create as much sound. Or did you prefer the faster spin that stretched bearings?
The faster spin creates the lift, Wally.
No, it doesn't. The spin is what counteracts the lift.
Okay, so...
The spin was there... Don't ask me how that just worked. The spin was there solely to make it so that the thrusters were never putting their full force into the ground, which is what allowed us to fine-tune that by pointing the thrusters closer to the ground, right?
Yeah.
So, by spinning it... See? Check this out. So, by spinning it slower, it doesn't lose any thrust. But what it does do is it stops the bearings from stretching out.
Let's stick with the system we're familiar with for now.
It's the same system. It's just smaller.
Do what you gotta do, don't change anything.
Are you sure? Like, it's gonna make your... it won't change your cockpit. It won't change your cockpit or your center of gravity or any of that.
Yeah.
No, I can fix that. I can fix that. Because it'll just change the point of rotation. The only thing that it will change will be how high the engine pack sits when it's in VTOL mode. But see, look at this. See, when they're bigger and they're stretched out like this, they spin a lot faster because they've got a lot more force and room to spin it faster. So if we shrunk it, it would scream not as loud. Like this, like listen to this. This compared to that thing that was just out here, this is not very loud at all.
I'm aware.
But its thrust is still pretty potent. One thing it might not do so well is fix itself, which is easy enough to solve. Yeah. Like it doesn't spin as fast. That's good. It's really good. You know what else that'll help do, Buff? It'll help reduce lag.
You're just trying to convince yourself, bro.
No, trust me. Because look at how fat of square box this is in the middle. Right?
It's your idea.
I know. But if this works, very potentially here, this is about to shrink. Won't shrink further than that, but got it. It gets rid of 2 blocks on each side, Buff.
Well, then quit bitching and do it.
Well, you're still building along, so. Alright. Alright, here we go. Gotta jack this for a hot moment. Promise it'll be returned in as near perfect a condition as you'd expect. Because I'm tight.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. I just see it flying through the air in the background. Oh my god. What the Buff, why do you do this to me?
Because it's fun.
Spin. Dark, we'll catch you later. Lenny, if you gotta leave now and catch up in the morning, man, we appreciate it.
Most definitely. Wally, what are you doing?
I am fixing this, and it is almost done.
You're engineering?
I am...
Engineer.
Engineering.
Engineer.
I checked. Hey, will you hoist the center engine pack out, please? Not quite what I meant. Thank you. Okay, you can cut it or just release it. Boom, there it is. And since it's going to spin slower, it only needs 6 of clearance. So 1, 2, 3, 6. This is all the wider now it has to be. So, I think that, yeah, that can stay put. You kind of made it so we got to re-weld the whole thing, but you can do that. Okay, it's a good thing. I'm going to cry if the entire sizing metric doesn't turn out. Okay.
Wally. I forget, did we ever put this on the market?
No, I don't think we ever did. It wasn't finished is part of the biggest reason.
Battleship. Where'd you go? There you are.
We'll keep it 6 down. It is pretty great. It was a lot of fun. I just got to finish it. Every day, man's on the block. God, stop posting that. Nope, want him. Do you notice that scrap means garbage? Mike, hello, says hi all. Luca, hello. Interesting. Wally, it's been an hour and a half. You got to put this project into overdrive. Funny pun. Perfect. All right. Oh, because we want the point to be the same. Keep at the same. Okay, Buff. Come hither, my friend.
I'm comething hithering. Wally, what's that in the... What is that in the background?
What do you mean?
Off in the distance. What is that?
Oh my god. Buff Wally Express. That's great. Hey, didn't cause a lot of lag when it loaded in.
No, because I put it over there. And that's only the body. That's not the lag machine. You know you can click and drag, right?
I know, but I'm counting. Boom! There it is, the new and improved thruster pod. How about that?
Sweet.
Smaller, it's cleaner, it won't take up as much room or give as big of ugly fins. It'll allow us to do more aesthetically than... Well, that was nice to put.
I apologize for that. Why fart and waste it when you can burp and taste it?
Okay. So there you go, Buff. Boom. That allows us to trim this up quite nicely. Just double check. Won't work. Buried those, huh?
Buried what?
Alright, here we go, Buff. Buried the switches and controller.
Yes.
Here we go. Test. Your back end is jammed.
Right.
Because it's going to need more clearance because of downward. It's a good thing we tested. Alright, let's test.
I don't think I need that much.
No. A lot of space. Boom, though. Look at that. Center of thrust lines up perfectly how you wanted it. And Dude, saving 4 blocks off of each side? That's huge. God, that looks so much cooler. Okay. Alright. We'll rotate her back. Just barely clears. So that's the center parameters.
Why is there a bearing right there?
Right where? Right where?
I lost you on Discord again. Fantastic.
Ugh. You hear me, Buff?
Yep.
Okay. Why is there a bearing where?
Right here.
There isn't.
Right there.
No, there's no bearing there. There was a bearing there because it was double welded into your framework.
Bearing where? What? What? Oh, no. No. That one. Oh, my God. That one was actually up here where I was standing. I don't know what happened. You literally saw me stand right next to you. Oh, well. Whoops. Things are
Twice
rigging.
now. Twice now you've done that to me. Chopped bad bearings. With you. What'd you just change?
Nothing.
Stop doing crap while I'm trying to weld things together, man. Alright. Center pod stays intact. Side framework is all intact. Good. Good. Alright. There you go, Buff. Reconnect this and your bearings. Alright, here's a big question. Where should I allocate the motors for trim? I need 2 motors allocated for trim. Probably should be somewhere that we can adjust the speeds easily in the final design, right? You want to run them in beside the cockpit?
Yep.
Okay. You want to run them like this?
Nope.
So that the levers are there in beside the cockpit? And to add to that whole cockpity feel? Cockpity feel. We got motors and levers and shit.
Another Wallyism. Cockpity.
Cockpity. We could sink them in the back wall. Actually.
No.
You don't want to do that? You don't want to sink them just behind the...
Nope.
That way they stick out of the back of the wall? Okay. Go. Do you want to have room in the cockpit for signal lights? Basically that red, yellow, green that tells you, hey, you're in VTOL. Hey, you're in forward thrust. Hey, none of your engine packs are on.
Do you have to ask?
I want you to build it so that you know that you gotta allocate space for it is all. Alright. That good old cockpitty feel. Now we're cruising.
Wally, sit in the chair.
Feel a little like a horse with blinders on right now.
I don't care. Shut your mouth.
I hope you eventually trim this out with glass.
You're a whore. Okay, get out.
Okay.
Your services are no longer required.
Like sit in there though.
Nope.
Sit in there.
Oh.
You're gonna have to fly it too. You gotta understand.
Good lord, I can't fly. You know this.
Well, you're gonna have to.
I'm in third person mode. There's nothing wrong.
You're
Lord.
a punk. Okay. This is temporary. I'm slapping a switch there. That's for thruster control. Alright, before we get too terribly much further, Buff, I want to do a base engine test. Because this is the first build that we've ever really built around an engine. So I want to make sure that it's actually going to function. Okay.
No.
Are we clear to dehoist this? Oh, you're getting rid of the cockpitty levers. Oh, not really. Okay. God, this is a
question me?
This is a claustrophobic cockpit.
Wally, this you want? It's a racer.
I know it is, but still,
fighter jet, not supposed to be comfortable.
Gonna have more weight on the front, so offset the center of gravity. Yeah, no, the whole thing's actually gonna be built out so it's balanced. Then it's gonna have downward thrusters to achieve its actual upward lift, but its forward thruster pack are gonna be those 4 engines. We'll see what happens. We're trying to make it as lightweight as possible. Good, you left me room to insert light gauges. Alright.
Alright, you do you.
Okay. Need to run a basic engine test. Oh god, listen to that, Buff. No clanging, no banging, no excessive amounts of lag. All of those engines are on max thrust. Yep. Maximum thrust. Okay. That is down trim. That is up trim.
Okay. Aha! I can. Sweet.
Down trim. Up trim. Thruster launch. Transition. Okay. Here we go. Yeah.
Oh boy.
examine anyway. This is good. This is good. This lets me test. And I cannot overcorrect. It's excellent. Okay, let's flip her back over real quick.
Okay. Quit doing shit.
What? Why did it just...
All right.
Stand tight. The fact of the matter is it wanted to scoot.
Cool, the flight system works.
The flight system works. Flight system works. All right. Preliminary flight check is a go, Buff. You are clear to proceed.
Thank you. One more flight test and I...
What? You want to flight test things, or do you want to build things and have them fail when you didn't flight test them? Interesting says, if this is going to be a fighter jet, it's going to be one fat-ass jet. Overdrive testing. Come on, Buff.
I'm getting rid of shit.
What are you lagging? Don't. Yeah, kill it. We're good. It's preliminary tests have paid beneficial. Do you want this in rotated forward mode?
No.
Where the beams don't collide with the back sections?
I already did that.
Okay.
While you were doing your flight test.
Okay. Alright, well, it's kind of my turn to now sit here.
What do I got going on? Aha.
Interesting says the only problem is your flight system changes the center of mass when it rotates the engine pod.
Not the center of mass, center of thrust. Center of mass stays the same.
Well, no, it will potentially change the center of mass as well, because think about it, it's not rotating around the center. Don't worry though, that's not a problem. Because we're going for forward thrust with this, what this is actually going to do is it's going to make the back end of this thing heavy. Which is perfect because you want to drag your weight instead of push your weight in this game. So that small, minuscule amount is going to make it more bottom heavy when it's in VTOL. And then when it rotates back around, it's going to change that center of mass just right and should make it more back heavy.
Wally, did I lose you again?
Nope.
Okay.
Looking. Are you giving it wings?
It's not. Sort of, yes.
Okay. Nubs.
Yeah.
Buff, don't forget, we need, somewhere, packs of 2 downward-facing thrusters that I'm going to angle, like the Albatross's support thrusters.
Where? Forward?
Front and back, each side. Balanced. Those are going to be our upward thrusts. When we engage the VTOL mode, or when we engage the drive mode.
Okay. How big are these packs? Can they be single engine?
Shh. Don't know. It will depend largely upon the weight of the overall craft. We can leave them as single engine for now, but I do not know if that will have enough thrust. It doesn't have to fully achieve lift, because that's not their purpose. Their purpose is to be more of like suspension lift. Easy Rider says, I know for your next Scrap Mechanic livestream, your challenge is to make a car that can drive with gears made from pipe pieces and can shift from first gear to second to third to fourth to fifth to sixth.
Wally?
Yes.
Pull out our transmission car.
I know. I was about to. We have an actual working transmission. It's not a true transmission as far as he's thinking, where the gears and how it engages and transfers and drives and that nature. But
just pull out our
I will show
prototype,
that off.
the one with the drive and with the differential and the transmission. I have the prototype if you want.
I think I do too. Yeah, here we go. Here we go.
So Wally created the differential. Buff created the transmission.
Buff.
Is that the one with the busted or the unfixed differential?
Yeah, the unwelded side.
Yeah. Okay.
Got a welded one?
I don't. I know you did.
The right one then. Oh, I've got it somewhere here. God damn it. This the one? Or this is the one? This is the one. Okay, so engage a sensor for forward gear, and then you engage first gear. Spins, drives the wheels. So we'll activate second gear. Those go a little faster. Third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear. Disengage second gear, and you lose all the other gears. One stacks and adds, and the differential turns the wheels. Pretty cool, really. And then you just give it a reverse gear as well. So Later on, we've tweaked this and become much cleaner now. We use this transmission quite a lot, but we don't use the differential.
What do we use it in? The hot rod?
Yeah, we got the Blue Ribbon Roadster. We don't use the differential because the differential just doesn't work. Doesn't work near how you think it should. So, at some point in time, I'd still got to fix the suspension on the front end of the hot rod, make it so it doesn't break as often. Which might just come from making it slightly more stiff, but got independent front suspension that doesn't affect the camber or caster of the wheels. Got a transmission drive system under it here. Individually headered engine pipes coming off the engines. It's got, well, if you look here, got oil filter tucked up underneath there. Big old V8, big block. It's got a belt. It's got pulleys. It's got headlamps. Got horns. Got a fan. Wind-piped exhaust out. Just lift it up for now. And then this is sort of the transmission that's going on here. You can see it's got a good amount of wiring and a good amount of drive trade here. So a manual battery car. Yeah, pretty much. You can't do... you can't make manuals like this with engines. Engines don't stack because they use different torques. So with an engine, you can adjust the torque, but it'll always put out the same speed. With motors, you can adjust the speed, but they always put out the same torque. And since you have the same torques, you can stack them without torques overruling other torques. Well, Wally, that is cool, but this way, won't you go back and do an upgrade using gears that made the P? Is that a hard challenge? Yeah, so I've actually mulled that idea around in my head a few times, is going back and actually putting in gears, like you said, and coming up with a way to make the gears mesh together and different things like that. It doesn't work as well as you would think, because in higher speeds, it's slippage. This game, the physics don't like to react accordingly, so you wind up getting gears that slip and they grind on each other. How long do you and Buff play Scrap Mech? That's Tex asking. We've played now for probably coming up on a year. I played for about a year prior to that. I eventually finally just had to buy Buff the game to get him to come join me. So, we've got a few different odds and ends, but yeah, let me take you on a spin here real quick. We've got a system in here, and you'll notice I've got two safety levers, because you no longer have... am I the only one getting tired of Easy Rider comments? I don't want to be a bad guy, but this is supposed to be a fun video, not contradicting everything Buff and Wally do. No, it's okay, man. He's asking questions, and he's trying to challenge us, and frankly speaking, I think that's kind of cool. Don't beat up on him too bad. I enjoy explaining things, and I enjoy, you know, rising to the occasion on stuff like that. So when you get in, you'll notice things kick on and turn on, and that's because you have actually engaged one or both of those safety switches. And when you hop out, the engine goes off. So part of the engine is just for show. Part of the engine is actually used. So these then go down and toggle into... Oh yeah, there we go. It's got car horns and it's got lights. The lights are kind of cool too. But those toggle down into the switches down here that control whether or not you can actually put the thing in gear. Because if you hop out of this thing while it's in gear, some of our older builds, they just keep going on. And so you lose them. You wind up having to like spawn something else to chase them down. So what did we call this, Buff? It was the Ejectocito emergency shutoff. So this was built after, and yeah, you can kind of see the fan up there in the front spinning and stuff. This was built to sort of be modeled after the ZZ Top Eliminator. And you can see here, We got that independent front suspension. So I'll put it in first gear. Kind of see the suspension do its thing. Keeps the car nice and level, but the rear axle is solid. Really need it. So this is actually the speed that you get out of first gear. And then second gear goes a little quicker. Then we get third gear. Third gear is probably the nicest driving gear. Oh, also, when we're in park, you see that I get red taillights, and when I put it in reverse, I get backup lights. And so then there's that, and then this is fourth gear. It does get a little squirrely, and that's the problem that we've been having lately. And it just happened to me. Oh, reverse doesn't stop. That's the one gear side that doesn't stop. The suspension is... something's not quite right with it. It's tuned close, but it doesn't quite do its job. So, Xavier Robinson, 2005, hello. Yeah, this one's actually on the workshop, by the way, guys. So if you want to go download it, just search for Buff and Wally, and you can find the Blue Ribbon Roadster. So I'll go that, and then we'll go into the top gear. So it gets a little squirrely because it is purely rear wheel drive. This is fifth gear speed. And this is tuned so as to not go ridiculous. Then you can drop it down into third. Pick it back up into fifth. You can see all your gears inside there. And then if you accidentally get thrown out, it shuts itself off. And that's what the switches there behind the seat are for. You'll notice as soon as I get in, it engages. And that's because you got to use switches to engage your drive motors, which is actually how you can get the variable speeds forward and backward. It actually does do donuts relatively well for what it is. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's a cool car. Well, it was a lot of fun to build. This one was a lot of fun to build, and we actually built this in a single... Okay, not true. We built the baseline of it in a single stream, and then we had to come in and do a lot of the finishing touches. But the suspension system actually gave birth to this big guy, which is going to be an old-timey truck, and we've got a lot of work to do on it still. But you can see, once again, it's got that independent front suspension. This was going to be a weird crank start. And then we wanted to come up with leaf springs for the rear end. And unfortunately, leaf springs don't work with a transmission drive axle. But the leaf springs themselves look really cool. And the basic principle here is you've got a motor that torques downward on these two joints, which are connected into, obviously, springs. And we've got both street and off-road springs in here, so you can really fine-tune this. And that torque compresses these together. See that here when I activate this engine. Compresses it together and pops those wheels right up. And so it makes what is actually an incredibly smooth air ride suspension. So comboed with the independent suspension on the front and the technically independent leaf spring suspension on the back, this thing has some trouble turning right now. Not sure why. This thing hauls, and you'll see it as it goes over these bumps. It doesn't like to change its course. I'm not steering the wheels. I'm not doing anything. I'm just letting it go. Hit a bump, so it's going to want to flip on me now, but oh, I could have almost saved that. Dang. Oh, come on. Of course I flipped this way. There we go. So, But I mean, this thing rides super smooth. Super smooth. Oh, interesting, says, I actually meant for you, Wally, to search in the workshop. I made something for you I think you will enjoy. Okay, yeah, we'll have to look at that. Right now, we've got this thing a dually, so it can provide all its torque to the ground. Because, man, does this thing produce a lot of torque. I think the engine... I think that might be part of the problem that I'm having. That drive engine, yeah, it's maxed. Usually, you don't drive things like that on max. If I drop it down a little bit, you'll see it doesn't spin the tires out quite so bad. It doesn't obtain the same speeds, obviously. But you'll see here, I just let this thing go. Keep my finger on W. I'm not even going to turn the wheels. And it just kind of rides. Got independent fronts to absorb the shock. Independent rears to absorb the shock. And it's super smooth. It keeps the cab really nice and level. Driving this...
There you go.
Driving this thing in first person...
Is that the flatbed?
Yeah.
Is that the flatbed?
Driving this thing in first person is super smooth.
Wally, did I lose you again?
No, I'm still here.
Okay.
So, Easy Rider's asking, will I ever make an engine that is powered and runs off of pistons? I have dabbled into it. I have never gone all the way and decided to make a full piston engine. Once again, the primary reason why is just limitations.
Broken.
Piston engines are fun, but they're very limited. You can't obtain a super ridiculous amount of speed out of them, or a super ridiculous amount of torque out of them, or anything of that nature. That's kind of why I don't do that per se. You know, we've got things like the Albatross. Oh, we've got our reindeer teams, Buff and Wally Express. This was one of the first builds we built. It's a Ural. If you've ever played DayZ, kind of a mix between a Ural and the
VS3.
Yeah, VS3s. A lot of fun. I actually used pistons in this one. Pistons to operate the hood. This thing was built long before pistons were a thing, though, and the hood used to jam a lot. But ever since we swapped it over to pistons, it doesn't jam nearly as much. Matter of fact, if I could, I would probably put a piston hinge system in for the doors. And I, as yet, might still do that. Simply because pistons don't jam when things get torqued like bearings do. Bearings like to torque and jam on.
Ugh.
What is that bins? Not quite sure I follow. So, got all sorts of creations here, and most of them never really add up to anything. They're all just kind of tests and prototypes and saves and resaves of each other.
Mm-hmm.
On a side note, I actually did build a piston. If you're wanting to see piston power, chopped a switch, didn't you?
Try all of them.
Just drag each switch respectively to its own side. You'll be okay.
I don't even know what you had connected.
Alright, excuse me. I love how you just got switches laying there. So none of it's actually going to function now, but we'll keep it in place. You realize aesthetically this is an intake.
Aesthetically, it's for me walking around without having to jump up on it every 5 seconds.
It's kind of funny looking already. I kind of like it. Except the bearings can't rotate it. Why can't it rotate? Oh, because you've got it torqued corners. Corner bits don't want to look. All right. Yeah, no, I know what you mean by making a crankshaft to move the vehicle and stuff like that. Like, trust me, I know what you're talking about. And yeah, you know, I very well might. This just... Oh yeah, this was just the wheels. I made a steam-powered, piston-powered wheel-driven
Shit.
time. See, hopefully I've got the demonstrator for that. Pretty sure I do. Yeah. Oh boy. So steam power, right? Train wheels. So if I remember right. Yeah. So this is the can't remember the name of it, but basically determines whether or not this thing will steer forward or backwards. So as of right now, the wheels, when I engage it, will drive forward. No bearings. The only thing that's powering this is this piston right here. When I shut that off, I toggle that, it'll drive backwards. Kind of cool. Easy says, I saw the train. That was amazing. Yeah, Buff did a fantastic job with the bodywork on the Misadventure Express, and Trevette did a fantastic job with the paint job. Someday we'll actually finish the thing and give it its true proper drive system under it and things of that nature. Right now, I think I've got a transmission system under it. And I might just scrap the entire transmission system. Even though it's... kind of fun to use. Doesn't turn very well, though. Totally forgot we had given it a ridiculous amount of thrust. So we had this thing out on a super flat world and just gave it all the thrust in the world to see how fast it would go. And by God, it scooted. It scooted pretty good. As you can see, it's got big packs of engines under there. So, and actually, and perhaps one of the coolest features, Buff installed access into the front by sliding out the steam stack. So we've got all this blank space in here that we can go in and we can wire and we can do stuff with. So even as small as it was,
Wally thought I wouldn't have enough room.
Even though as small as it was, it's pretty ridiculous. If I didn't cut into the floors a little bit, we might not have enough room for the bull crap that I was trying to pull off here. But it turned out well for what it is. So. Like I said, it's not finished. It never got a true drive system put in it. Never got a true steering system put in it. But it does okay. If we just chop off the wheels and the engines and start over with the drivetrain, I think we'll do a lot better. Well, Buff, you want to keep the stream going for these guys, or do we want to let them go? Let you work on this. We've been streaming for 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Okay. I say we call the stream, get some guys in here that wanted to play and whatnot, and go up to public chat.
Yeah, we'll go in. We'll hang out with you guys here in Discord for a little bit, and we'll see what you guys got going on. And, yeah, we'll be there. So, maybe a tower crane that can lift an enormous amount of weight. That could be a cool concept, actually. Build a big tower platform that can pick up and move our vehicles. Sit in the chair. Are we making a powered cockpit?
No, what you see is what you get.
Okay. Kind of like it. The shape of it right now is reminiscent of a fun little thing. Wait, Wally, before you end it, the workshop item. All right, let's take a look here then. Really need me in here?
You can get out.
Much better visibility than it was. Much better. Ooh, Buff. Got a question for you.
What?
So as to not tweak your cockpit, your whole design there, you want to have dropship entrance, since obviously it's going to have to be on landing gear anyway.
Shut up. Nope. Nope. It's a fighter. Minimum weight. Bearings and drop shit and fancy shits is weight.
If you were worried about weight, you wouldn't be using a medium weight staircase wedges.
Shut your whore mouth.
As it is, I don't know if we are going to have the thrust. We should. I hope. All right, workshop item. Let's take a look. See what you're talking about here. Steam Workshop. Browse the Steam Workshop. What you got for me? What item am I looking for? That's the big question. Let's do this. Friends items. Okay. Talking bumper car or oh no, here it is. Buff and Wally secret. The blueprint doesn't have a description. Here we go.
Okay, Wally. Those wings are gonna have to be bigger, longer, wider.
Oh! Look at that! Buff!
Get it in here.
Ha!
Oh, hell yeah! Who made that?
Damn! Interesting. Oh, that is cool!
I need to save that.
That is cool. Keep your dirty hands off of it. It's mine. It's my coin, damn it! Wow. Go for it, Buff.
No, I'm good.
Wow, dude, that is cool. Look at that. He even managed to make a... Oh, man, look at this. Look at that. He's got the ribbon in there. He's got... Hell, man, that is neat. Thank you. That is cool. It's even pretty much the damn right color, man. Look at that. Alright, for anybody that doesn't know what the hell I'm talking about here, sit tight. You're about to get a lesson. That is the crest that we use for our channel. And I have got to say, look at this. That is strikingly similar. Look at that. Boom. Hot damn, look at that. Nice job. That's very well done. Yeah, Buff, check out the stream, man. Look at the comparison side by side.
I don't even have it pulled up.
Oh, that's cool.
I'll have to go back and take a look.
That's cool.
That is insanely sick, though.
Yeah, Buff, save that thing. Get it in your inventory.
It's you can tell somebody plays Minecraft.
Pixel art, man. Pixel art. You know what?
Yeah.
Buff, here's an idea on how big I want our warehouse to be. That's going to be the crest that sits over top the giant doors.
No, I say it's a coin that sits on each of the doors.
On each of the doors? Or inlaid in the floor? Hanging up on the back wall. Dude,
this is fantastic. I didn't actually think we were at the point where our fans were making things for us. This is cool. That makes me happy.
This is cool. Thank you. That's made my day.
It's not that hard to make Wally's day.
Will you use mods on any scrap stream? Generally speaking, no. We don't use mods simply because we like anyone that watches our stuff or enjoys what we do to be able to do it themselves. Mirror this?
Yep, on the other side.
Why do I got a mirror?
Because
I can and you can't?
No, I can. Just, I have other things I need to tend to.
Ah! You're changing things up on me. Okay, hang on.
No, just do the main body. Everything else is already built over there. I'm gonna change a few things here. Actually, no, that's just about right.
I'm using things as reference that you're removing. So I'm kind of screwed.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
I will cut the wing off, clone it, and re-weld it if this persists.
I don't fuck with your builds.
Yes, you do.
Shut up.
Don't give me none of that. I don't screw with your builds. Yeah, right.
That needs to come this.
I can't clone this because you keep changing it. So we're gonna have to do that in a minute. Montez says simply make this the door.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Have that giant crest in the middle and the door parts away from it and that crest flips up. We could do it. Dude, the amount of torque that you'd need. Like, this thing is solid. I don't know if you guys realize this, but that inner layer, this thing is solid. I gotta try and move it. Okay, here we go. We're gonna bring the heaviest thing that I have and attempt to move that vehicle.
It's technically a vehicle. Oh, you're gonna grab the Ural? What about my rocket Ural?
Nope, no need for the rocket Ural.
Okay.
Will you move the flight tester out of the way, or you could probably even delete? Did you use or fiddle with the word editor, Wally? Not sure as to where that question is coming from. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Just fudged it.
Dong! It gave 0 rips. 0 rips given. Buff,
you managed to tilt it.
I still have failed to knock it over, though.
I'm gonna stand behind it.
Oh, make it open like one side goes right and the other goes left. I could split it in half, but I don't know.
Wally, make it roll open.
Come on, you beast!
Yeah!
Listen to the sound.
Did we break the game?
No.
I'm in it. I'm in it. I'm in it.
You're in it?
I'm in it. I'm in it.
What do you mean you're literally in it?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's got a bearing at the bottom.
Huh?
It's got a bearing at the bottom.
Okay, now pick it up, please.
Hold on. I gotta do one thing real quick.
Wally, you know what this means we have to do now?
Hmm.
Make a 2D Mario level world. Uh-huh. I'll run an idea. I'll run an idea past you.
Okay. All right.
Your coin is in another castle.
Oh my god. Borrow my car and then you give the Mario test. The Mario test. Yeah, the Mario test. All right, Buff, hang tight.
Are you done yet?
Yeah, I'm coming to save you. Interesting says I tried to make it spin, but it's too goddamn big. Answer isn't that you tried. Here we go.
Okay, I have an idea for this.
Holy cow, Buff. It is totally wedged up this engine.
Okay, I have an idea. Okay.
Spin, behemoth! Uh-oh.
Did you tip it over?
No, I'm trying to make it spin, but he's right. It ain't working.
I can make it spin.
You think so?
Uh-huh.
I know what you're doing. All right, hang tight.
Do you know what I'm doing?
Do I know what you're doing? Buff, come on.
I was just gonna go.
You don't technically exist, right?
I don't.
It's so big, it settles itself.
Uh-huh. And motors. Here we go.
You're in the way.
You're in the way.
I'm gonna weld it down. Those free yet. Switch on that. Alright, hop off that pig.
Don't have a switch.
Hop off that pig.
It don't have a switch.
Put yourself off. Here's the switch.
Okay. And I technically don't need that bearing at the bottom anymore.
Technically, no.
Attach it to a controller. That way we don't have to pick it back up. Controller, don't go there.
What? Then, where?
Behind the wheel.
Done. It is so fat. No, it's spinning. It was spinning. Release the Kraken, Buff.
We need to... Alright.
Release the Kraken, watch.
It's also tipping.
Huh? There's 2 controllers up inside that thing.
Is there really? Oh, hey. Yeah, there are.
That can just stay in the background now.
Okay, Wally.
I know what you're after. I know what you're after.
Get rid of the bearing.
We're gonna have to be tricky about this.
Yeah.
Gotta remove a wheel.
Yep, that's fine.
Unhinge a wheel. Look out. Oh. Alright. Pop the bearing off there right now.
I'm working on it, but your fat ass is in the way.
You could ask! I might have rolled it a touch too far. Alright.
Uh-oh.
Get that wheel reattached.
Right there.
Woo!
And then motor speed. I go down to 3.
Hang on, don't cut it loose. Got it. Them things are
Wally, get the left engine, go up to 5.
You ready?
Up 2 notches. Yep.
Go. I think we can max it.
I don't think so, because 2 of those wheels are actually dragging on the bottom of the frame.
That's maxed.
Did you max both?
Yeah.
Perfect. Now come back here, Wally.
I know, I'm looking. This is great. This is fantastic. Had a momentary lunge.
This is perfect. Now all we actually need to do is set up a fixed base, attach a bearing to the bottom of the wheel set, and have it spin freely on that. That'll actually stop it
and try to
have
grip.
It interact with the terrain.
Having to grip it.
Mm-hmm.
God. Welcome to Buff and Wally's garage. Oh, had a lunge again.
Hey, you're welcome. We got it to spin.
This is fantastic. Easy Rider, just now. Or just now. All right. Well, Buff. See your
Cloning.
How are you supposed to get into the seat?
I'm not there yet.
Okay.
I had to fix other design flaws.
The fact of the matter is that has 2 engines on full torque.
Motors.
Has them on full torque. And that's all the more it can muster. That's great.
All right, Wally, you should be able to mirror from here.
Probably. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's been our pleasure to entertain you guys this afternoon. As always, you can always join us on our Discord here. And I'm going to drop a link for you guys in both of the channel chats here real quick. Just so you can really stop by, swing by, and say hi.
Oh.
Enjoy. And I guess we'll get... What the hell just happened there? Anyways, I guess we will wind up seeing you guys here come Thursday at our regular time, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and 2 a.m. UTC. Invite your friends, invite your family, invite your enemies, make them your friends. Thanks so much for joining us today. It's been our pleasure. We'll see you guys after a while.